A silent threat is lurking in your everyday life, and it's attacking your gut health. A groundbreaking study from the University of Cambridge has revealed a shocking truth: many common chemicals we encounter daily are toxic to the beneficial bacteria in our guts, potentially fueling antibiotic resistance. But here's where it gets controversial: these chemicals are in our food, water, and environment, and we may not even realize the harm they are causing. The study identified 168 everyday chemicals that disrupt the delicate balance of the gut microbiome. This includes substances found in pesticides, plastics, and industrial compounds. The researchers tested 1,076 chemical contaminants against 22 representative species of gut bacteria. The findings are alarming because many of these chemicals were previously considered harmless to bacteria. This research suggests that everyday chemical pollution directly impacts the composition and function of the human gut microbiome. And this is the part most people miss. As bacteria adapt to survive these chemical exposures, they can simultaneously develop resistance to antibiotics like ciprofloxacin. If this happens in our guts, common infections could become harder to treat, worsening the global crisis of antimicrobial resistance. The study focused on commonly used chemicals, including herbicides and insecticides used on crops, as well as industrial chemicals found in flame retardants and plasticizers. These substances can enter our bodies through food residues, contaminated water, household dust, or direct contact with treated materials. Many of these chemicals have regulatory approval because they appear safe for human cells and target specific organisms like insects or fungi. What's so important about the gut microbiome? The human gut microbiome is a complex ecosystem containing around 4,500 distinct bacterial types. These bacteria help digest food, synthesize vitamins, and regulate the immune system. A balanced microbiome influences metabolism, body weight, and even aspects of brain function. When this balance is disrupted, a state called dysbiosis, it can lead to digestive disorders, obesity, immune problems, and mental health issues. The missing link in chemical safety assessments. Despite the gut microbiome's critical role in health, it's often overlooked in standard chemical safety assessments. Traditional toxicology tests primarily focus on direct effects on human cells or target organisms. Regulators have generally assumed that chemicals designed to affect a specific target will leave non-target microbes unharmed. The Cambridge team's research challenges this assumption, providing evidence that many compounds harm gut bacteria. They've also developed a machine learning model to predict if industrial chemicals, both existing and in development, are likely to damage gut microbes. "We were surprised that some of these chemicals had such strong effects," said Dr. Indra Rue, the study's first author. For example, many industrial chemicals like flame retardants and plasticizers that we are regularly in contact with were not thought to affect living organisms at all, but they do. Professor Kieran Pottle emphasized the value of the dataset for future risk assessment, stating, "The real power of this large-scale study is that we now have the data to predict the effects of novel chemicals, with the aim of moving to a future where novel chemicals are safe by design." The call for change. The researchers argue that regulators should treat the gut microbiome as a key element of human physiology. Dr. Stefan Kamrad, another contributor to the study, stated that safety assessments of new chemicals must ensure they are safe for our gut bacteria. Routine toxicology protocols need to evolve to reflect the microbiome's central role in health. What can you do? Very little information has existed about the direct effects of environmental chemicals on the gut microbiome, and in turn, on human health. The researchers believe that people are regularly exposed to many of the tested chemicals, yet the actual concentrations that reach the gut remain unknown. The toxic dose for bacteria may vary widely between compounds and between individuals, depending on diet, lifestyle, and metabolism. Professor Podell emphasized the need for studies that track real-world exposures. Now we have started to discover these interactions in a laboratory setting. It is important to start to collect more real-world chemical exposure data to see if there are similar effects in human bodies, he said. In the meantime, the researchers suggest some simple precautions. Wash fruits and vegetables thoroughly to reduce pesticide residues, and avoid using pesticides in your garden whenever possible. A controversial question: do you think current regulations adequately consider the impact of chemicals on our gut health? What further steps should be taken to protect our microbiome from these hidden threats? Share your thoughts in the comments below.